Hello you guys, welcome to Coffee with Collin. We are back today, and today I'm going to be discussing something I receive questions on all the time. It's coupon organization, so just figuring out what the best way is to get your coupons organized. The first thing I want to say is there is no right way to organize your coupons. Everyone's going to have their own way. You know, you just got to figure out what works for you. So I've probably gone through like 5 different organizational ways to do it and methods. And I finally, my favorite way, and I know most of you know, is the binder. But first I'm just going to discuss kind of some of your options. And when you first start out, I think the best thing to do so you don't overwhelm yourself is get like an envelope. That way you're not spending any money, and just start clipping coupons and slowly get into it. Because I didn't do that, and it was a mistake because I got way too overwhelmed, and it took way too much time out of my day. So I would say when you're first starting out, just get an envelope, a free little envelope, and start clipping those coupons and just put them in there. Once you start realizing, wow, I like this, this is fun, then you can start investing a little bit of money. And I know a lot of people get these. And these are, you can get these at the dollar store. I know I've seen this in the dollar section in Target. And you can also organize these, which is nice too. So instead of the envelope, you can actually start organizing them with like produce, packaged goods, and just labeling them. And you can put coupons in this way. I personally think the negative of doing it this way is it's very hard to find your coupons. So if you're looking for Pantene Pro V, you're sorting through all those personal care products, hair care products. And, well, with the binder, obviously, it's laid out, so it's so much easier. So in the beginning, when you don't have very many coupons, it makes sense to use this because there's not so many to look through. But when you're obsessed like me and you have a ton of coupons, you kind of have to steer away from this method. So, all right. So the next thing a lot of people use, and I don't have an example for you, is like a Tupperware container. And usually they've got the index cards, and so you can file your coupons in that way. That's a good method if you're, obviously getting too big for this method. But again, you're not able to locate those coupons very fast. And so for me, it's just kind of frustrating because you can't find them as quickly. And then another method people use that don't like to clip coupons at all and don't have enough time, which does work really well, is to honestly just take these inserts, not clip them, but file them in like an index box. And the nice thing, I know a lot of people don't realize this, but all these inserts have the dates labeled. It's very tiny, but right here. So for instance, this is, it says it's the PNG, and then it has the date of 1/30. So, and then you can just file those away and label your label your filing holder thingies with the date and stuff, and you can just have them in there. And so when I list the weekly deals on a weekly basis, you can look, I list the dates of those coupons, so you can go to your filing box, and then you can clip those coupons right before you go on your shopping trip. So that does make sense for people that are on a time crunch. For me, the reason I don't like that way is because I like to get those clearance bargains. I like to go to my commissary and get all those unadvertised deals. I just like to have all my coupons on hand. It just, for me, it makes it so I can really, get all those deals and not see a deal and be like, oh, I don't have my coupons this time. So the next method that I love, that's my favorite method, is the binder. And I'm going to make this actually a 2-part video because there's just, when it comes to coupon organization anyway, as you can tell just from the many options, there's so much to talk about. So I don't want to bore you guys all in one video. And so I'm going to go into detail about how I organize my binder. I'm actually going to have some free printables for you guys, which is going to be very cool. But before I go have my 2-part video for you to see, I want to tell you some of the negatives so you aren't like, oh, I've got to switch to the binder. Because like many of you know, the binder takes a lot of time to organize. It's not, as simple as throwing your coupons in here or not clipping your coupons and filing them away. It's, a process. You've got to clip your coupons. You got to figure out which category they're going in. Then you got to go through at a later date and go through the expired coupons. It's just it's a tedious thing, but for me, it's totally worth it because when I get to that store, oh, I'm seeing a deal and I can get that deal and I can get that clearance bargain. So anyway, we will go into that later. Hey, is this Jenny?
Hi, Jenny.
Good. Let me just tell the camera too, I didn't introduce you. We are talking to Jenny now. So, and we're on with my mom and sister too.
Hi, Jenny. This is
Hey. And this is Collin. How are ya?
Good, great. Doing so good.
Good. So what are you doing this weekend? Anything exciting?
You know what? We're going Target shopping again, if you can believe that.
So do you get your husband to come along with you, or I actually probably should?
I am taking him on Saturday so I can show him what I'm doing is legal. He doesn't think it's legal.
How long have you been couponing for?
I've been doing it on and off for a long time, but I never did it really seriously until I started following your site it was probably about 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I have a 7-year-old and I've been a stay-at-home mom since then, so I've done it a little along the way, but I would always hear about people saving all of this money, and I would save like $1. I didn't figure out what in the world the trick was, but I started following your site about 2 years ago, and I was like, this is like a whole underground world.
Well, we're talking about today, as I'm sure my sister told you, about just coupon organization and just the different methods out there, because there are quite a few, and that obviously doesn't work for everyone, each person's method, but I would be curious to know like what works for you and kind of what maybe what hasn't worked for you.
Basically my coupon organizing method is I think I sent you pictures. I don't do the binder. I tried that and I just couldn't get it to work for me.
Well, no, not to interrupt, but I'm so glad you're saying that, because on my video I tried to emphasize that, because I want people to realize that the binder method might not work for everyone. So I'm glad you are saying that you don't use it, because there's so many options out there. But okay, sorry to interrupt. I want you to go on.
But I just started with that tiny little, I don't even know what you call that. It's a little plastic box. I think you can buy them for bathroom organizers.
Okay, like a Tupperware container, kind of like a bigger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
And you can buy them at Walmart. They're just little. It actually fits in the seat of the cart, the buggy.
Okay.
And so I actually take it along with me sometimes. But I just cut out. I used envelopes, mailing envelopes, in small size. I cut off the top that you would fold over to fill it. I cut that off. Okay. And I use 3x5 cards and just staple them inside and write on the top what that holds. Like if it's baby coupons or cleaning or whatever the topic is, and I organize them alphabetically in that little box. And then so you can pull out the envelope if you need to or whatever. It works good for me. I've seen that you had always gotten coffee when you would go shopping, and I thought, that is so cool. That looks so cool. And that is a great idea. I'm going to do that next time I go. So,
you know what I do too half the time with my coffee? Because once I get in the store, I'm like so focused on like the coupons and the deals that I'll have my coffee and then I leave it on a counter, like, in an aisle. And then like 5 aisles down, I'm like, oh, where did my coffee go? And it's like still all the way full. I'm like...
I've done that too. I've done that too. So I now have decided the good idea is when I'm not shopping with my children, which is very rare, but when I'm not, I will be able to get my coffee and be cool like Collin when I'm shopping.
Cool like Collin, I love it.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah. I mean,
if you only knew how not cool Collin is.
It is true. Oh my gosh. No, I mean, I get too focused too when I'm in the store, so I just do. I mean, my husband hates going shopping with me because it's like, he wants to, like, he'll be talking to me about something and I can't, like, my train of thought is like coupons, deals, and I'm like, what did you say? It's like I can't focus on two things when I'm doing my coupon shopping. So I want to interrupt too, because you were talking about the fact that you like coffee, so I do want to say that I am, thanks to giftcardrescue.com, you get a $50 Starbucks gift card, so I'm sure you'll be able to put that to good use.
I love your site. You just do amazing things, and I know everything you do is a lot of work, and you make it look so easy and everything, and so...
Well, I'm glad you think that, because you should see me on the other side. Oh my word. I mean, there's some days where I'm going to pull out my hair and I'm just like, well, you have 3 kids too, so you understand. I mean, there's a hard balance with the getting your coupons organized and deals, and then I got my blog, and then, the kiddos, so it gets...
I could imagine.
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for talking with us today. We got off the phone with Jenny. It was so much fun talking to her. She was such a sweetheart. Hi, Jenny, if you're watching out there. And I'm going to talk to you guys next week for part 2. And part 2 is going to be really fun because I'm actually going to go dive into how to organize my binder and all that good stuff. So stay tuned for next week, and I'll see you then. You guys have a good week. Bye.